Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Work Sim Worlds. This is Monday Monk, maybe 87, maybe 88. Definitely not 90. This is Monday Monk up in the high 80s. And I want to thank you for spending a little time with me here. I really appreciate you stopping by every week. Do you notice that I am not where I usually record? Yes, I am not. I am in the RV with my sister. We're taking a couple of quick days away in the northern Oregon coast. We're up in Nehalem, which is above Tillamook, which is the place of the famous Tillamook cheese, is literally made from the cows just down the road a little bit. And we are here for a couple of days just to get out of town. And the time, we kept trying to schedule a good couple of days that we could get out together. It was really tricky with both of our schedules. So we finally settled on today. And today, tonight at midnight, so tomorrow morning, we're going to have high windstorms and an atmospheric river of rain. So we are going to get bunches of rain and up to 65-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's going to be like standing winds of 15 to 25 miles an hour. So we picked a very, very stormy day to go. We had chosen originally a camp spot that didn't have a concrete slip. We thought, oh, we'll be fine. But then when we heard about the rain coming in, we're like, I don't really want to try to pull the RV out of a mud bog. So we switched real quick, found another campground to camp at. Thank you, Nehalem Bay Campground. I gotta say, it's lovely. See the trees right next to us. Those line each side of every slip here in the campgrounds. And they're pretty sturdy trees. I haven't seen any fall down really on anybody anytime that I've been in these campgrounds. I'm sure it can happen. We'll find out tonight. I think we'll be fine. But I really appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to cover very quickly, because this is like the fourth time I've tried to film this. I'm going to cover how's writing going, how's knitting going, and how are things in Monkland. Writing is going well, thank you. I am working on my projects. I have joined NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. That starts on November 1st and goes to the end of November. And the whole idea is, if you've ever wanted to write a book or something long, or you have an idea for a script or something, it's supposed to be novels, but tends to be any written word, anything creative. You start on November 1st, and by the end of the month, you're supposed to have 50,000 words written. Do they have to be good words? No. Do they have to make sense? Absolutely not. Can you change your idea midstream? Like maybe you're writing a horror, and then midway through you decide it's a comedy, and then at the end you decide it's Shakespearean lyrics or something. That's fine. Do that. Because Nano is just about sitting down and the action of creation of words. So I've tried it before, and I've always been so buried in other projects that I have always backed out of Nano, because I've been like, well, I have to spend 8 hours a day on this project, and then I would have to add more hours of writing over here on Nano to try to get Nano done. And so I've never been able to balance the two. So this year I decided to kind of do Nano, but I'm going to set my own goals. So I'm not really doing Nano. I'm kind of a Nano neighbor in the Nano hood. I'm just going to do Nano-ish goals, which my goals are to work on 2 projects every day. Work some on this project and some on that project. And one of them is a revision project that is involving a lot of new writing, and the other one is straight drafting. So it's going to be words that I'm aiming for, but I won't really be able to total up 50,000, because the revision project, I'm cutting out as many words as I'm writing, and then sometimes I write more, and then sometimes I cut out more. So it's really hard to keep track of words. And on the other project, I am hopefully going to be able to pile up some words, but I'm not aiming for 50,000. So writing is going well, because I'm going to try this Nano thing this year, and hopefully I won't drop out in 2 days. Well, we're already, what are we? We're a few more days than 2 days into it. So far I'm doing good. Okay, how's knitting going? Knitting's going well. I'm still working on that toy that I'm designing. It is going slowly because I haven't done any of it at all this week. I hope to get a little bit done while I'm here in the RV, and see if I can't actually start making that toy be something that can be given away in November's newsletter. I did have the knit bat winner contact me. She was very quick. My newsletter went out, and 5 minutes later, she texted and said, I think I'm a winner. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So I'm going to get the bat out to her pretty soon. And the little dino toy, the winner did contact me for the dino. But she asked me to pass it on to someone else because she was a fellow writer and she wanted it to get passed on to somebody else in the newsletter, which was very kind of her and generous. So I'm going to pick a new winner for the dinosaur in November. So that's very exciting. And then lastly, how are things going in Monkland? Good. We did Halloween. It was a nice night. It was good weather. It was relatively warm. We usually get maybe like the highest I think we've ever gotten at our house, because we're kind of up off of the street a little bit. It's a little more of a hike to get to us. The most we've ever gotten is like maybe 10 or 12 trick-or-treaters. And this year we got 6, which is pretty good. But I think why it was so few, because I've heard a couple other people say they've got fewer trick-or-treaters too, is because it was a Tuesday night, and a lot of kids that would be out trick-or-treating have to go to school the next day, so they probably did different kinds of trick-or-treat adventures than maybe going around the neighborhoods. So that was fun though. We did that, and let's see, I have also attacked that rose that I said I was going to take out of my front yard. It has been cut down, like I said last week, and this week I started digging it up, and the roots are just massive on this thing. So I'm going to have to go in there with probably an axe and cut it out, and maybe even put root rot on it. Like, it's going to take, because I have removed this rose once before. I dug it out. I hacked off the roots with a shovel, and they were big roots then. And I dug it out because it's kind of a yellow rose, and I know I don't have any other, I've never planted another yellow rose. And so I took it and I transferred it to the bottom of the property, and I thought, there, it can thrive down there, and it can fight with the ivy, because it's basically just a big thorn bush, and the thorn bush and the ivy can fight it out. Maybe I'll occasionally see a rose. And that died. So I'm like, okay, well, that was, that's all right. I wasn't really trying to keep it because it's a big thorny bush and isn't a very enjoyable rose. But then a little yellow rose started back up in the bed right around where the other one was. And I thought, well, maybe I'm not remembering it right, and this is a different rose that's planted here. No, it's that same rose. And as it's grown into this giant bush, and I've left it there for like, 6 or 7 or 8 or 12, I don't know how long. It's just been sitting there being a giant bush that I have to cut back, and it has thorns. So I come out of that bleeding every time I go after that bush. When I cut it down this time, I'm like, yeah, this is that same rose that I moved before. So it's the war of the rose and me, and we're going to see who's going to win. And I have chemicals, and I have an axe. So, I mean, I'm not going to say Mother Nature couldn't take that out, but I'm going to win on this rose bush. This rose bush is going down. And then that will be the beginning of how I'm going to restructure, kind of like declutter or simplify my flower beds so that they're more enjoyable for me to take care of, and they're just easier. We have a large yard, which is wonderful. I love that. But it is so much work, and we don't hire anybody in to help us. We do it on our own. And as I'm getting older, I just want it to be more simple so that I can enjoy it, right? I just want to enjoy it. I enjoy it anyway, but it's so much hard work that sometimes I just look at it and I'm like, it's going to be hours of me trying to do this thing to make the bed enjoyable for like, a couple weeks. And then it's hours again of me putting in that hard work to be enjoyable for a couple weeks. And I just want to flip that. I want to do a little bit of work and then weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of enjoying it. So that's what I'm aiming for. I will keep you up to date on that. And otherwise that's it. Oh, and if I get some good rainstorm tonight and that good atmospheric river and the gusts of winds and stuff, I'll film it tonight if I can, and maybe I'll attach it here at the end of the video. So if so, I will put it right here, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.